I know I made a difference in his life when I told him
This
that.
this pre-planned mother trying to sneak lines in.
Wait,
here.
she told you
You
that
gotta
too?
calm down and be
I-
spontaneous.
What the hell?
May 25th, 1986. Today is a big day. Last summer, I was too scared to ask out Melody Barnegat, the raddest woman I ever met. But this morning, I invited her to the movies, and she said,
Okay.
seriously? Hold on one second. Cool. I'll see you at the 4:30 movie, Melody Barnegat.
I'll see you at the 4:30 movie.
We'll save seats, you get snacks.
You can't give them cutsies when they get back. I'll tell my dad.
I don't care what you tell your dad, little kid.
Dad, he showed me his privates.
You did what?
You disgust me! Get up! You Three Stooges are banned for life!
So much drama. I thought we're supposed to be seeing a comedy.
I wanted to kick off with easily one of the most impactful lines of dialogue in the film, and it's how some of us go to the movies to make sense of the world, which is very much how I am, to find truth in the lies, so to speak. So let's say each of you were given the opportunity to program your own movie marathon. Which 3 or so films would you screen for people for them to get the best sense of who you are, how you think and view the world, perhaps?
That's an amazing question, by the way. Such a good question.
It's gonna come easier because we've been. I mean, I guess the ones that are on my mind would be Into the Wild, The Dark Knight, and Goodfellas.
All great ones.
I would do the first Scream movie. I'm like, because I'm a serial killer. I would do the first Scream movie, Edward Scissorhands, and then we'll end it with Step Brothers.
Ooh,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
there you go.
Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Nice.
I said it earlier, but it's just a lot of themes that really do resonate with me still and kind of made me the person who I am. So the Pursuit of Happiness, just because of the journey that the character takes and just all the lessons within that story. And then I gotta say Rat Race, because that was like the first real broad comedy that I ever saw, and it kind of really made an impact on me.
I guess the ones that like have touched me the most, I guess, that they're coming to mind, Life of Pi,
Yeah.
The Truman Show, and oh crap, there's one more. No, I just had it. The Fundamentals of Caring.
Oh, wow. Those are all deep films.
I almost said Truman Show as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, another fantastic sequence is when Bernie meets Major Murder, a wrestling champ that drops the perfect wisdom that Bernie needed to hear at this point in his life. It actually reminded me of another great scene from a Kevin Smith movie when Brody talks to Stan Lee in Mallrats. I think we've all kind of had this run-in with someone who we've looked up to or respect in some regard, and we're given some unexpected nuggets of wisdom. Sometimes it's not necessarily immediate, maybe it hits years later, but have any of you had any experiences like that?
Yeah. When I was doing my first big studio movie, Fist Fight, I was doing scenes with Charlie Day all day. And we were just talking about life, and he started talking about acting. He's like, "You're like, this is so dope for you, man. I could never book like any of these movies when I was a kid. Like, that's so awesome." And then he just really he told me, I don't remember how he got there, but he just said, the magic is in the moment. Like, that's the key to comedy. That's the key to everything that he does. And I never forgot that for me. Because It's Always Sunny is one of my favorite shows, and it was kind of just, I've looked up to him so much, and it's pretty insane that he was telling me that. And he also texted me and said the 4:30 movie trailer looks great, which is crazy too, because it blows my mind that
It's funny. He was telling me when we were golfing the other day that he thought it was looking really good. So he said he was excited to see it.
I'm thinking right now of I went to Yale Drama for grad school, and the big final project that one of the big final projects you have to do there is interview people, strangers, friends in your life, whatever, and then you do your best to perform back as them. So you're listening to their text all the time and you're performing it like a monologue. And one of the people I interviewed is a theater leader and philanthropist who's become a dear friend of mine named Cynthia Maeda. She's an older woman in the theater here in New York City. And one of the quotes that she says in this interview is she's talking to a friend of hers about why he goes to the theater so often. And she agrees with it, which is that she thinks that she goes to the theater so often to learn how to be a better person. And I feel like that reminds me so much of that big moment in the movie with Bernie and Sam Richardson, Major Murder, and then also the scene with Genesis and Austin as the usher talk of like, yeah, why do we watch movies? Why do we go to the theater? And I think it is really how to be better people. And that really stuck with me, and it's something that I'll never forget.
Oh, that's special.
I don't have it. I've never received advice. That's why I'm such a lost soul.
Just you're all good.
Yeah.
He mostly gets insults, so it's hard for him to sort of think of someone saying something nice to him. Yeah.
Nick, you have so much. You've so much knowledge in that brain, bro. What somebody said to you? I know you got it. I know you got it in there. I know that. Hit me with it.
It was this guy. I was working with this really great actor named Austin. And he was like, I personally am a writer and I'm also an actor. So it's like sometimes I want to get ahead of the story and I'll indicate as an actor. And so Austin was always constantly kind of pulling me aside as I was doing the movie. And he's like, hey, you're indicating. And then he would be like, watch me on this next take. And it'd be funny because I'm literally working with him on that. So it's like I'm trying to do my own thing. But he's like, just watch me on this next take. And he would and then he'd come back and be like, see how I didn't indicate? See how like you kind of, I was just letting it unfold. And so that was a good piece of advice from the most accomplished actor I've ever worked with.
Was he this guy like a college professor at like film school? Like who is this?
He's just really talented. I don't know. What's the next question?
Yeah, next question.
Too much, yeah.
Sienna, did you want to go? Sienna?
I had a director I worked with. His name is Rob Sidinglands. And I was doing a scene that was my audition scene. And whenever I'm doing those, I get really in my head because I'm like, oh, I did it this way. And that's the way I booked it. And I can't get that out. Anyway, he sat me down for one last take. And he just told me to, like, it's just a simple thing. All he said was forget the lines. And I've heard that before. But I think in that moment is when it really registered for me that, like, it had never been about the lines. And that every single time you do another take, it's like you have to forget everything that you've done before, and it is quite literally just being as present as possible. But I think that is just something I live by now in scenes.
You told me something that's some sort of advice that I forgot when we were filming.
All you want to do is surprise yourself. That one?
Maybe that was it. Something like that, yeah.
She knew what.
Yeah, she's just holding that in all. And you're like, I told you a lot, but that's probably the biggest thing that you needed to learn.
She was like, I know I made a difference in his life when I told him that.
This pre-planned motherfucker trying to sneak lines in.
Wait, she told you that
You gotta calm down. It's spontaneous.
What the hell?